This podcast is brought to you by Amazon.com. That's right. You know you shop there. You know it. Don't hide it. Now you're going to do it by going to Fitzdog.com. You know you go to Fitzdog.com. I should put porn on there. Click on the banner, shop at Amazon.
Am I allowed
you know
to,
the deal.
Am I not in yet?
Not yet. We're still, this is
Okay.
a sealed compartment of advertising.
It has nothing to do with me.
No.
Don't even say.
But no. We'll get to...
Okay, I can't say,
We'll get to you.
I enjoy it too, what you're talking about.
No, I think after this opening song, we'll come back to it.
Don't be a douche.
Welcome to Fitzdog Radio. Oh my God, the phlegm.
That was the name of my first band.
Oh my God, the phlegm?
The Phlegm. It was The Phlegm. And our first album was Who's Got the Decongestant? Then the second album was Enough Over... Maybe I should cut back on the cream
I'm maybe lactose intolerant tour.
Hitler, the only thing he liked was lactose.
Is that true?
It's true.
Everything else he was intolerant of?
I'm writing that down on my card.
Have you ever been to the Museum of Tolerance?
But I kind of like the music. I have been there, and it's not... Yes, I have been there.
Yeah. I went to the Holocaust Museum in D.C., and funny. No, I went and I got there, and
Why do I laugh at any Hitler reference?
I couldn't get tickets for the next day.
Right.
So they said, show up in the morning, and if you get here at 8, you sign up, and then if they have openings, you can go. And I'm doing a stand-up club, so I'm alone. And I go in. God damn, I'm phlegmy. And I go in, and they call you.
Do you want to step down?
You want to take the story over?
No. If you wanted to clear your throat. Where's
No,
your
that's good.
cough button?
I've got a cough drop.
By the way, this is the kind of thing that people love. Forget it when they say they don't love this.
Yeah.
They love the minutia.
That was the name of your second punk band.
Right.
The Minutia.
The minutia men. Then the Minutemen came over. All right, so they said, if you want to come back
So they
the
said, if
next
you want
day-
to come back, so I come back the next day at 8, and they're calling off names, and they call my name off. And I remember getting so excited and smiling, and then I'm thinking, I'm going to the Holocaust Museum. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's yeah. There's no way to. Well, it's not that you were excited. Why am I trying to make what your behavior, which is obviously inappropriate, insulting to not just Sephardic Jews but also Ashkenazi Jews?
I know them both. Which do you prefer? In all honesty,
I don't really. Beyond the I know the word tuchus, and I know a lot of Yiddish. When push comes to shove, and it often does,
especially at the Holocaust Museum.
I don't know a lot about history, so like Sephardic
That's not
Jews,
true. You're a history buff.
No, I'm a history buff. I am a history buff, but I don't know a lot about Jewish, like where the Jews came. I mean, I know about the Jews. I don't know the difference between Sephardic Jews and Ashkenazic Jews. I thought Sephardic Jews were kind of from Spain, maybe. Do you have any information? Because I know
think that one are the Middle Eastern, and one are the sort of Russian ones, right?
Because my theory about Greg Fitzsimmons, forget about your Andy Kaufmans. This guy is the biggest put-on guy in the history of mankind.
Let me tell you something.
Personkind.
This is probably going to be the most sincere interview of the year because to me, Andy Kindler, to a lot of people, is funny. Not here. I feel there's so much more. I mean, the history that you talk about.
Well, the history and also what you like to do is, first of all, I've never seen a man in my entire life pull stuff out of his pocket, which included batteries. What, do you carry batteries and keys?
No, the reason why I had batteries in my pocket is the last time we did a podcast, my equipment malfunctioned. No, it didn't malfunction. I think we just didn't hit record.
No,
and
you did hit
what was it?
No, yeah, but whatever. There was a mistake.
There was a mistake
Mistakes were made.
And we did an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
And at the end of it, we are wiping tears from our eyes. Me, you, and Gibbons just had a riot.
It was the best.
And we'd already done an hour-long serious show. So now we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in. And we finish. And I look down, and the recorder says 0000. And I just went, oh, no. This had never happened before. And I said, Andy, can we do another one?
And we did. I can't believe
We did
it.
another hour. And it was better. The best one of the three.
Well, were we singing or we were doing a?
You were singing Mulholland Drive. No, what was it? The Tom Petty song?
It wasn't America, right?
Maybe,
Mulholland
yeah,
Drive,
Mulholland Drive, right?
In the daylight, Sepulveda Boulevard. around 4 o'clock. They've got gas stations and also convenience stores. So you can't recapture the magic. Also, you have keys. Now, on your keys, it has like you have your. Don't forget your ATM number is. It says to remind you.
It's
1, 2, 3, 4.
Santa Monica Yoga Works.
Don't brag.
Huh?
Well, you're limber. You're nothing if not limber.
Actually, my back is completely out. So I've been going, what do you do for your bad back?
Well, there's 2 methods. By the way, the thing that's amazing is that all this gets edited down to a funny podcast, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to bookmark. We're going to double back to the bookmark parts, punch them up.
Well, you know Jay Johnston.
Sure.
Okay, so he told me about Sarno. And Sarno is a miracle worker.
Heal the back.
Howard Stern went to him.
Yeah.
You know Howard Stern. Greg, you're on the Howard Stern network. He's probably mentioned to you about Sarno. You could ask him about it. Well, Andy, why don't you have a radio show? Greg Fitzsimmons has a radio show. Howard Stern does. Why don't you have a show?
Why don't you have a radio show?
Because I'm such a good guest.
Yes. Thank God. If you had your own show, you'd be asking me to come on.
Yeah.
And I'd have to make up an excuse why I can't.
I already, I'm going to hit you up for my once a month show at the Meltdown.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I know.
Are you going to record that and put it up?
Record what?
The Meltdown show.
Oh, no, it's just a
live
stand-up show. So
Yeah.
I don't want more of my stand-up to be available for people. I'm the best kept secret in show business, is how I describe a mediocre career.
Well, by secret, you've got about 20,000 credits.
I got 20,000 credits.
You've done Letterman just the 42nd time.
I think the 40 seconds.
2
I'm not
weeks
somebody
ago.
that brags or keeps track.
Now, let's talk about that appearance because I watched it.
All right.
And as always, hilarious. And as always, Letterman absolutely treats you with so much respect. He gives you the best. I think I emailed you after that. He just genuinely likes you a lot. You don't see that on his face very often. You know, he pretends he cares about people, but you can see when he just, as a host, sits back in his chair and takes a breath and goes, all right, I get to enjoy this fucking program for 5 minutes right now.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, obviously, let's not kid ourselves. Not every set has been brilliant.
No!
But when he laughs. So when he came over and my last joke was that's just the tip of the iceberg. No spoiler alert. It was a tour of people. Do you think they said this when they're giving tours of the Titanic? Here's a pool room. Here's a dance hall. Here's an ice cream bar. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Lean forward.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
So he came over and repeated that line. And I could hear him laugh a couple of times during the set. It was so great. And then when I said I'm Jewish, and Paul Schaefer said, "Oh, you are Jewish." Oh, you are. It's pure heaven.
And so what's the small talk range from in the 42 appearances after the show, after your appearance, when he shakes your hand and you're still on camera? Give me the range of different conversations you guys have had.
We don't have conversations. This last
he says
time,
something.
He said thank you, and we usually say thank you. I say thank you to him, and then the time before this, because I just wasn't sure if I was going to get another shot, I just want to say I want to thank you. You know, this was a show I always wanted to do. It was a dream come true. And you could tell, you know, he smiled and it was so great. But what I have talked to him is when I would do the field pieces and we'd roll it to video.
Right.
You know, then we'd talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Once in a while. Like when I hurt my back once doing Letterman, I hurt my back on a pogo stick. I don't know if you...
Didn't know that.
Yeah. I was at the toy fair and I almost broke my back. It was really
Inside
bad.
the store?
No. We were at the Javits Center in New York, which is like a concrete thing.
Yeah.
And they had these pogo sticks, which are hydraulically, you know, like there are hydraulics involved.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know how good I am with
engineering,
mechanics and engineering. So I got a compression. I compressed down and went flying. I kept falling off to the side. Well, I finally got a good compression and went flying. But these new ones, you have to hold your hand here.
Yeah.
So I went backwards and landed flat on my back. They had just put a helmet on me right before the stunt. They just, as like hey, just in case, here's a helmet. I smashed my head against the floor. The helmet went flying, and then I literally couldn't move. And then they filmed it as a piece of like at 2:11 p.m. Andy Kindler, and they made a whole piece out of it. And my whole back was black.
Did they follow you to the emergency room?
Yeah, the whole day. And they had the camera, and the cameraman kept saying, he He fell off a pogo stick. He couldn't stop laughing. He fell off a pogo stick. And then every time I go to Letterman after that, he told me that we should sue him. He just thought that was the greatest thing.
That's the greatest.
You should sue us. You really.
Letterman says that to you?
Yeah, really should sue us. And then I had my appendix out like 3 months later, and I was during one of the showing the video. I said, yeah, the appendix guy said that he said it had no relation to the fall, and Letterman goes, yeah, right.
So did he ever reach out to you on a personal level?
Well,
besides the show?
except the fact that the only reason why I'm doing the field pieces was because he personally reached out. But no, I mean, I would be too. You know how he felt about Johnny about Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
I feel that way about him. Like I don't feel like I'm Bill Murray in general. I don't feel like Bill, but you know how like Bill Murray can go on there and he can parry back and forth. I always felt like it's too. So I would feel First of all, what would I do? Can someone get me Dave's number?
Yeah.
I'd like to chat with him.
I know. That's the thing. Howard Stern asked me to come out to his house in the Hamptons one time.
Yeah.
And I didn't go. And I really felt like, what am I gonna wake up? And first of all, if you sleep at somebody's house, there's always that awkward thing of like, did I wake up too early or am I staying in bed too late?
Yeah, that's true.
Either they're eating breakfast and they're all tiptoeing and annoyed, or they're standing around waiting to go to the beach because you're still a lazy fuck.
Now, was it a big a party out there, or he was having?
No, he said, "Let me know if you ever want to come out to the Hamptons.
Wow.
This summer." And so I finally waited until I was doing a gig in the Hamptons.
Okay.
And so I emailed him. I was like, "Hey, I'm doing a gig on literally probably on a Thursday." I emailed him, "I'm doing a gig in the Hamptons on Saturday night in the Hampton Bays. So maybe I'll stay at your house." And he writes back. He goes, "Yeah, we got some family in town." And so then I went on the show. And I was like, yeah, it was really nice when you blew me off when I tried to come in. I said, you invited me to the Hamptons, and then when I tried to come out, he's like, yeah, you know what? I got your email. I showed it to my wife, and we were like, what's he going to do? Like, do some show and finish at midnight and then come to our house at 1 a.m?
That's exactly what you were talking about.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
That's exactly what you That's hilarious.
And I just realized how completely unable I am to deal on a real social level. Like I think at a certain point, you and I are both raised from good families, and we have manners, and we understand certain social protocols.
Right.
But at the same time, we're comedians first, and that really does bastardize every other interaction we have. Like not knowing how to handle that situation right. Like I should have emailed him 3 months in advance.
Right.
Cleared a weekend and gone out and spent some time with him, and but I don't know how to do that because I was more worried about doing stand-up than anything else.
You mean like worried about scheduling it, or more worried about
just the protocols of being a good guest? Showing up like tonight. You showed up empty-handed, like going to someone's home and knowing you bring a little something, a cookie.
Yeah. I didn't think of it. I thought of me as doing you a huge favor,
right?
To drive down here,
yeah,
and do your podcast with the kind of profile I have.
Sure,
this will do nothing for me.
No, no. And so why not show up late?
Because you're not one of the big.
What you're thinking?
You're not one of the big two. I'm
no.
just kidding. I was going to slam Corolla again.
Jay Moore and Corolla. Yeah, don't go after Corolla.
Don't go.
Again.
Will you stop it?
Why do you?
Why would you do it?
He's got a new movie coming out.
No, he isn't. Not Road Hard.
Yeah,
it's not coming out.
It's coming out.
Road Hard?
March 9th. He kickstarted it.
But I thought, who's in it?
Oh, he's got
he's got.
I think Jay Moore is in it.
Does he have the guy who did the
Larry Miller is in it?
Oh.
He's got a lot of people from the podcast coming on.
No, but there was a guy who's the Breaking Bad guy was always doing.
Oh, really?
Promos for him.
Okay.
Is he in that?
No.
Bryan Cranston?
No, I don't think so.
Is it about a guy who goes on the road?
Yeah.
And it's hard?
Yeah.
Why am I dancing around this? I got so many groups of people angry at me. It's time to start, not to mend fences, but just to pretend that I never said anything.
Right.
I can't take it anymore.
You want to CGI the fence in?
No, you have these people, and then you have their fans.
Yeah.
Their fans are brutal.
Yeah.
You don't get involved with. This is why you are more. You say you have social problems, but you're more mature than me.
No, that's not true. I badmouth people all the time. And I've really made a point of not saying shit about Aziz Ansari anymore.
Well, it's part of my act that I go after other comedians.
Right.
So to me, they always say it's an honor. they always say, I don't feel like I'm a real comedian. Jay Leno said that to me. I don't feel I'm a real comedian unless Andy Kindler makes fun of me. Do you know that
he said that to you?
No. Do you know that he has a car that runs on the energy of all the people's dreams he crushed? Jay Leno?
So it gets pretty good mileage.
So no, I'm just saying that a lot of these people have mean fans. I don't like to be beat. I don't want to be beaten up.
Well, you just said you looked at your phone before we started, and you said something like, "People hate me."
Well, ironically, I don't know if I always use that word wrong, but I don't like bigots or bigotry or the anti-religious thing that's going around. You know, oh, you're a Muslim. Oh, everything. Every religion in the world is stupid, and you're stupid for having a religion, and you're stupid. And if you don't happy with me saying you're stupid, well then, and then they try every once in a while to go, we're not saying. They've occasionally tried to say, well, we're not saying you're bad, just your religion is bad.
Yeah.
So when we call you stupid for following the religion,
yeah,
that's not you completely. You're just stupid. We accept the other parts of you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday, about how easy it is to call people stupid for following religion.
Right.
When in fact, it actually takes a little creativity to buy into some stuff that's beyond. Like I don't believe in any particular religion myself.
Well, we're almost on the same page.
Yeah, we both
this.
believe in God. And,
well, yeah, but
in my case, it's Adam Carolla.
Oh, it is.
No, I love Adam, which is why I can't. I like when you make fun of him because I love stirring things up.
We had a thing here that was so hilarious.
Oh my God.
That was Jeopardy.
Oh, that made I think that was my podcast of the year.
Yeah.
I picked that as my podcast of the year.
No, but everyone knows you don't agree with me. You have a different point of view.
But I shit on people, not as much as you, but I say what I.
Right, but you don't get involved with robots on Twitter.
No.
So that's my problem.
So when you said people hate me, was that was a recent thing?
Well, it's just like, people hate me for different reasons, but recently I just basically, when Obama said today about how, the idea that you just don't like somebody, that you reject somebody based on or you profile them or judge them based on their faith,
right,
is ridiculous. And I said, go away, bigots. And then I like to, my new thing is to answer my own tweet. Oh, that's true, Andy. Have you? So I say, what do you mean by bigots, Andy? And I list all the bigots: Bill Maher, Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins. These are all terrible people who are making. First, they say all religions are bad, but now they're all ganging up on the Muslims. So I say new atheists because it's the new atheists. It's not being an atheist.
Yeah, we're very intelligent because we don't believe in God.
Well, but now the regular atheist, your garden variety atheist, does not bother me. Most of my friends I know are probably atheists, but they're not like in my face. And so someone tweeted, "Oh yeah, atheists are real trouble." And of course, just at North Carolina, that guy who killed the 3 Muslims, he was like, on his Facebook page using all these new atheist things, saying so. I got into it with this. Who knows who I got into it with? But I just feel bad afterwards.
Well, it's really, I mean, there's atheists. I always thought of atheism as sort of withdrawing yourself from the game, of just saying, I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah.
But now it's become an active, preachy kind of thing against anybody that believes in God.
Well, also, I mean, traditionally, I felt that when I've heard most people say they're atheists, what they really normally mean is they don't believe in fundamentalism or a conventional view of what God is, which is I'm not a fundamentalist either. So, and I'm anti-fundamentalism, and in my whole life I've made fun of organized religion. That's what's so weird, to be in the spot of defending people. I was just raised like, you don't, if someone's not bothering you, not hurting you with whatever it is they believe, that you shouldn't be in their face telling them they're stupid. It's just a matter of manners.
Yeah, it's just manners.
But also the other side of my argument, which is not funny or interesting, is that there's a side of the universe, whatever you want to call it. You get there by meditation. You can get there from martial arts, from painting, from singing. There's an area that your brain enters into that is not based on an equation or science or. It's like you're entering another zone. That's kind of what I think of when I think of God, is that you're entering the zone that you really can't even describe. That's why when I use the word God, it doesn't mean anything specific. It means a whole area.
Sort of ethereal.
And I think to go through your whole life and not understand that, or just reject that side. It's like, I use the example. I don't need to have a double-blind experiment before I meditate. It's like I don't have to have scientific proof. As long as I'm not rejecting evolution or whatever the things are that are obvious, then you shouldn't be, you shouldn't say creationism is science or all these things.
No, my last podcast, I called for the suicide of all people that don't believe in global warming. I had a little rant about how I really do think you should kill yourselves because you are going to bring about the apocalypse even faster because you're not,
right.
This is science. Wait, you talk for a sec. I got to let the dog out.
Hey, this is the way a white person says it. Hold on a minute. I have to let the dog out. That's a white person. But the black people, I'm trying to do more corral pleasing stuff. The black people are like, who let the dogs out? And you're like, excuse me 1 second. My dog must exit. Oh, God. I'm off tonight. I hope that do you have some kind of filter? Do you have a filter?
Are you kidding me? This is Kindler's finest.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing about you. You start slow, and then you sort of decelerate through the finish line.
That's right.
They
call me Fizzles. That's my stage name. They call me Fizzles. Also, my new stage name, Al Dente. These jokes are not quite ready. The punchline will mature as you ingest it.
Do you close with the same joke every night?
I close with this every night. I say, folks, clean or dirty. Here's something you can take home. Clean or dirty. And then somehow, most of the time, they say dirty, which I find interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. Dirty. Oh, okay. And then I go into my John Fox.
Two firemen are fucking in a smoke-filled room.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you this, but it took me years to get an audition at this place called the Laugh Stop, which when I started was like I think it was related to the one in Houston, but the guy I was auditioning, his name was Howard. He was out here in L.A. I think he even booked the ones in Houston, but he had one like in Riverside or something. So I go out there. I bombed. I also called attention to the fact I was bombing, which was a novel thing for me.
During an audition.
Well, this isn't going well, and you people aren't liking me. So it was terrible. I'd waited 3 years to get the audition. It was like 1988 or whatever. I'm walking to my car, and all I hear is John Fox go, "These two firemen were butt fucking," and the crowd, as if they had just been given immortality, or had been given a car by Oprah, screaming, and to me it was like, that's not a joke at that point. The two.
No, because here's the thing. Just to back up, John Fox was this comic who was a big drinker and didn't change his act for 30 years. And he used to open every single night with the same joke, which was just literally walk up to the microphone and say, "Two firemen are butt fucking in a smoke-filled room."
Right.
And then the joke goes on.
But why the laugh there?
Why that's what I'm saying. People knew him to where they started cheering. Well, no, that's not true. I bet you people would clap and applaud for just
the image.
Just the image of it.
Two firemen's butt fucking.
Right. So they're fucking in a smoke-filled room. And then as the joke continues, the chief comes in and he questions the two gentlemen that are now having anal sex.
This isn't a joke that has an Indian chief. This is actually the chief of the firemen.
He's worked his way up.
Right.
And he now questions the two gentlemen who are having anal sex about why it is that they are doing such thing. And they say, and he says, well, why didn't you just, he says, well, he was choking to death. What is it? He was choking from smoke inhalation?
Right.
Well, why didn't you give him mouth to mouth? How do you think this started?
Oh, that's the punchline.
That's the punchline.
How do you think this started? Well, now I'm a fan.
Too late. He's dead.
He did die, I think.
I think he died.
Is he dead? Maybe he is. The other story I heard about, and these are all alleged stories, was that he was bleeding from his nose one night on stage.
I think I heard that.
From the whatever it would be. Again,
the whatever it would be.
Yeah, be like, and it was from, I think it may have allegedly been from cocaine. I was around during the 80s, and I did sniff out some people. I sniffed out some people who were doing cocaine.
Did you ever do cocaine?
The character of Andy Kindler in the 80s might have as part of my comedy exploration.
Yes.
And I hated it, and it was like, I hated it all 300 times I did it. It's the most depressing drug in the world because it makes you feel very, very down afterwards.
I loved it. I used to love it.
But you never had the down thing?
I think I was young enough where I didn't, when you're young, you can drink and do everything all night. And
Right, so you can go
I
up
quit
and down.
everything by the time I was 25.
Right, even comedy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason for me to insult the host of the show. Was it later you quit comedy, or was it to say, folks, this is what you don't do?
You know what you need to do?
What's that?
Come out. There's a golf tournament once a year. You ever heard about this up in the valley? And it's Kevin Nealon's.
I don't play golf, though.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We play golf, and there's like 25 comedians that all play, and they play with 100 regular guys that pay to play in the tournament for this charity. It's Kevin Nealon's charity. And then afterwards, we all go and have buffet, all you can eat. And then they have a joke-telling contest. Each comic gets up and tells one joke, like your barroom joke. Your two firemen are butt fucking, whatever that is. And it's like, Ray Romano and guys like Jimmy Schubert and Jackie Flynn. They're just like great joke tellers. But you should do that. You should come up and, what would be the one joke you would tell?
Oh, well, does it have to be dirty? Or
no, it can be anything.
My favorite current joke is the one lady. I love all the Jewish jokes, but the Jewish lady. This is not my joke, folks. The Jewish lady calls the newspaper. She says, "My husband died. I'd like to put an announcement in the paper. How much does it cost?" It's $10 a word, ma'am. Oh, it's very expensive. Okay, put in Saul died. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. There's a 5-word minimum. Oh. 5-word minimum. All right. Saul died. Volvo for sale.
That's great.
And that just sums up Jewish relationships.
Yeah.
Life.
It's you're going to be one of those guys that speaks at the 92nd Street Y and explains the cultural significance of jokes.
That's all I'm going to be doing. I'm the guy who teaches. I don't do the comedy anymore.
No.
I explain.
You break it down.
I spoke out against bigotry.
Yes.
My career ended, but I'm here tonight to tell you people that I was right.
Yes.
I was ultimately right.
Yeah.
To stand up against.
And it made it all worthwhile.
It made it all worthwhile. My gigs dried up.
Yeah.
I didn't get any more TV appearances because people just felt, oh, he's so strident.
Yeah.
But in my soul. Oh, by the way, the finish of that John Fox thing was apparently he was bleeding from his nose, and then he just wiped it off and said, someone called attention to it in the crowd. He goes, "What's the matter? You people don't party in this town?" It's fantastic.
Like, why are you all staring at me?
Yeah, but to me, I would be like, "Oh my God," and he's like, "What's the matter? What's the matter? You don't party in this town?"
Yeah, it's like John Goodman doing a nude scene in a movie. He's like, "Why wouldn't I do a nude scene? Because you're the most heinous looking human." What was the movie he just did? Oh no, it was an underwear scene in Alpha House.
I think he's very attractive as a.
No.
Oh,
no, he's not.
I'm going the other way with anything you say.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Matt Malloy, our friend Matt.
Of course, I love him. He's in this. Is that
He's
show
in
still
Alpha
on?
House. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that show is. Yes.
I think they're waiting to hear about a third season. Hope he gets it.
I do. I root for him because he's amazingly talented. Like, he's an amazing actor and a great person.
He is a great person, isn't
Matt
he?
Malloy is a great person.
He won't come on the podcast.
Why not? Because he's shy?
Yeah, he kind of doesn't feel. I think he feels very protective of his image.
Right, and you're going to want him to dish, and because your goal is, this guy's got something going good. How can I bring him down? How can I ruin what he has? Bring him down to my area.
Down. So
I don't
I'm
mean
down.
it that way. I don't mean it that
Really?
way. I do not mean it that
Yeah.
way. A lot of people would be thrilled to have a laptop, 2 microphones, and a mixing board in a garage next to 2 surfboards.
Here it comes. The
What
garage.
you've done,
The garage is going down.
You've done something different. You've kept below the radar. You're the best kept secret that even the people who have the secret don't talk about. You are the king of insulting me. You have insulted me on many, many occasions. Very funny.
Well, you've come up on the podcast a number of times recently.
Why?
just
First of
comes
all,
up.
I feel bad because
Comes up.
I am. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of your podcast.
Yeah.
And I think I'm maybe a month or 2 behind. But otherwise, I'm on it.
Well, very exciting news. I met Nikki Glazer, who I love.
I love
She's been
Nikki
on the
Glaser.
show. I'm working on this show. I'm writing on a TV show right now. It's an award show called iHeart TV. You know the radio stations. iHeart Radio.
Oh, I thought you were saying iHeart TV as a takeoff.
No,
Okay.
iHeart Radio. So they do a big award show, and I'm going to write for that. I'm going to write.
Wait a second.
funny bits
It's a
and
real
sketches.
award show?
Yeah, it's like the Grammys, but it's iHeart Radio. But they get huge names like Madonna's going to be there and Beyonce and all
But
these.
what's the award for? For the biggest...
same categories.
Oh, gotcha. For radio, though.
Best song. Yeah, they're a radio network.
Radio, but they do music or is it talk? Well, what's this? Is this anecdote going anywhere? Nikki Glazer came over.
The point is,
and my name came up.
Her boyfriend works there, and I never met him before. And I had talked explicitly about them sexually, and he came up and introduced himself and says he listens to the podcast.
And you felt bad.
And I felt bad, and then I was thinking, God, Kindler's coming over, and I know I've talked about him recently on the podcast,
What'd
but
you
I
say
can't remember what I said.
First of all, I see you. I'm seeing your aura now, beneath the smile, shaking with rage.
Right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You would like to take a guy like me, fold me up into halves, carry me around.
I don't know what I would
No,
do.
because when I hear about you having rage, I can't even believe it. When you tell these road rage stories,
Right.
Guy cut me off. I get out. I put his car up on blocks. I rip his motor out. I hit him over the head with the motor. I shove him back in the glove compartment. I leave a message for the police. I'm off.
Police come. I kill everybody.
I kill everybody.
No, it's not happening anymore because I'm doing TM. I'm meditating.
But I always think of
Not
you.
funny anymore, though.
But you don't have fear. That's the thing that I
have no
admire.
fear.
I have fear.
No,
a lot
I
of
have
fear.
tons of fear. Of course I do.
Not about fighting. You don't.
No, not about fighting.
So people say if I got punched in the nose like once, because I've had that smell where you're kind of punched in the nose.
Yeah.
I don't like that smell
Kind
at
of
all.
sulfuric and zinc.
Ugh. But it gets better than that? Drinking. Here's my problem. I don't drink. I smoke
Yeah.
pot. So drinking doesn't seem to... Smoking pot doesn't make you like, oh, I'm going to kick everyone's
No.
ass in this bar.
No, but I don't drink. I think it, and you take you've been taking Taekwondo for about 12 years, right?
I wish it was 12 years. It's been 18 years.
And you're no less afraid of people.
No, I realize, and not to get serious for a moment, although many people feel like I'm everything I do is serious, is that I took it because of fear, and I thought I would overcome my fear, but it doesn't do that because the fear that I have is all anticipatory fear. There's
Yeah.
no way to win that in your head.
Yeah.
So all I've done is learned all of these moves that are now I can do repetitively and out of instinct, which if you grew up fighting or scuffling, you learn these moves mostly without having to take martial arts. But
Very quickly, just in self-defense, you learn
right,
them.
like not putting your center line, exposing to people. So no, so it hasn't made me. It's made me more confident physically.
Yeah.
And a little bit less scared and a little bit more aware of my environment. But the idea of getting punched out doesn't.
And more castable.
More castable because I'm so ripped.
That would be amazing. Is if if you had your movie, Jack Black had Nacho Libre. If
Right.
you get your movie, shouldn't it be you as a Taekwondo superhero?
Well, I absolutely, and I patterned myself after Joe Piscopo, because when he went, I said, "This guy's great. How could he top it?" He topped it with the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It works so well with comedy when
Yeah.
he's all,
Carrot Top got
Carrot
built up.
Top,
He
when
got
you-
funnier.
when you build up, it's like the women are like, "This is funny."
Yeah.
And I want this guy.
Right.
It's a double-edged thing. I'm a double threat now.
It's like a woman doing nudity in a comedy. Always funny.
Yes.
The
I like
best
both.
comedy movies have nudity in them.
The best ladies, look, I'm all for the ladies doing comedy, but could they wear a low-cut top? Ladies, I'm not one of these guys who's against the ladies being fun. I'm not one of these Richard Hitchens guys.
It keeps coming back to him. So,
Chris Hitchens.
name a funny movie that had nudity. I was thinking about this the other day. I guess Animal House had a little scene where one of the sorority girls took her top off, and they had a little nude pillow fight. But that was like a totally separate scene.
Right.
I
Well,
didn't think
Fast Times, but Fast Times may have had some, maybe, well,
Oh, yeah, Fast Times
was
did.
hilarious, and it had Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool.
Oh, that
While
was
the guy's
great. That got
masturbating.
me through the 80s.
That was the image for me
Oh, my God.
for masturbation. It really was. I don't know. What was it about her? I mean, she never did another big thing in her life, and she's still not a household name, but certain households over a
She
certain
married
age.
Kevin Kline, I believe.
She did.
And Letterman used to always make fun of that because he was in love with her. He'd say she married TV funny man Robert Klein. So he would say.
Oh.
That's what he would say. But remember the Hicks bit about how the guy killed Mark, what's his name, who shot the president or something?
Mark, 3 names.
Hinckley. He said John David Hinckley. He couldn't believe that he did it for Jodie Foster. That was his whole thing. For Phoebe Cates now.
Yeah.
And then he acts out how he would shoot everybody.
Right.
For Phoebe Cates. It doesn't come to life when you describe it.
No. You really have to be in. I'm thinking about having people in the garage for a podcast. Just get like a dozen chairs, and
you mean like a audience?
yeah, like a live audience podcast in the garage. But then I don't want people to know where I live.
That's absolutely true in your case. What?
Right.
No, I don't want people to know. A couple of times, you ever like early on in you have an iPhone?
Yes.
But early on, you hit that location thing,
Yeah.
and the people know literally whether you're in the attic,
Right.
or when you're in
Right,
the
right.
basement,
Yeah.
whether you have a weapon on you.
But when you got lost coming here, were you using Waze to find the place?
No, what happened? I didn't get lost coming here. I was using Google Maps, which Google
Yeah.
Maps is spotty sometimes. So they had me going down Bundy South, and I would have been here like at 7:05, but I saw Ocean Park wide open.
Hmm.
Who knew about
No.
Wallgrove?
No.
Who knew?
Wallgrove is worse.
It's worse.
And it's this whole strategy people have because Wallgrove is a long avenue that runs through Santa Monica, and people need it to get from the west side to
Venice or
yeah. So thousands of cars get on it, and so then people take parallel roads and they try to go around it.
And then make a right onto it.
Yes, but when they do that, the line is just as long. So every neighborhood near Wallgrove is packed with people. So people started using the alleys, and now cars drive down behind people's houses through alleys, and they tried to feed onto Wallgrove. But then the people that have been on Wallgrove for the last 35
let
minutes
people in.
don't want to let them in. So now they're honking. So now everybody's got honking cars
On
in their alley
Wallgrove.
behind their houses.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it didn't used to be like this, but they put up so many new rental units.
Must be nice to live on Wallgrove, right on Wallgrove.
Yeah. Oh,
right
it's the
at the
greatest.
traffic
Yeah.
spot. Come out in the evening, take your deck chair,
A mimosa.
a mimosa.
Listen to NPR.
A house that cost $12,000 at one point and now is up to $14,000 because no one wants to live on Wallgrove.
It's up to 14,000.
Nobody wants to live on
No.
Wallgrove. Seriously.
No, and there's a
they
big
can't give it away.
there's a big fence at the turn. You know, there's like a little wiggle part of it.
Yes.
And some lunatic came screaming right through and went right into the side of the house. Like things weren't bad enough with the honking cars in
mean
your
to
alley.
laugh. Yeah, right, yeah.
They drove into their fucking living room.
You know what I would do if I had property? I would just do like they do for Dodger games. I just have people like pay to have people park in my yard.
Right.
But then they'd say, "Why am I parking here?" It's just better. It's better. Park here, and then you take the metro.
But where's the metro? It's a long. You take the
It's
Uber to
still-
the metro,
still
but you
completely
park
here.
here.
You
I got to
park
make
here.
some money out of this place.
I have a sign out there. This is West Side. You know, a lot of people aren't going to get this because this is West Side comedy.
Right.
And your podcast, I hear, goes from. I want to put you down. From Santa Monica
All the
No,
way
but you're all
to-
over the world, right?
All over the world.
You're on I've heard you're on Armed Forces podcast radio.
That's right. And then I go out, and I love the guys that go, I do USO tours to cheer up the troops. No, you don't. You're getting paid $7,000 for a week
Is
of
that what
work.
it- is that what
I don't
it
know
is?
what the money is, but
Yeah.
it's like pretty decent money.
Right.
And a lot of times this isn't to disparage. A lot of guys do it from the heart. Like I know Attell goes over there and he doesn't need to. But there's a lot of people that do it for the money.
No,
but then they come back and all
Right.
they talk about is how much they help the troops.
Well, I bet someone like Attell maybe doesn't even get
I bet
paid
he
to do
doesn't
it.
Take it.
Lewis Black doesn't. I don't think gets paid. He's always going over there.
Right, and then they'll throw benefits for the
Right.
troops on top of it.
But those guys both make a living generally.
They make a nice living.
They make a nice living. They can. I'm not at the point where I can give back to the community.
Right.
I'd rather, if I was going to have a benefit, I'd have it for myself. Cut out the middleman.
You are the community.
I mean, at this point, don't I still want more? I don't know. I have been less funny than I am right now. I just have no memory of it.
Let's go
To the news?
to the news. Did you hear about John Oliver? They just signed him up for 2 more seasons on HBO.
Oh, he's on HBO.
Right.
He does the Daily Show on HBO.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the Daily Show on HBO.
Right.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I can't watch the format that much. I just
No.
can't watch it.
Yeah. I can't watch British people do comedy. I have a hard time. Like Craig Ferguson, everybody always told me how funny he was.
Right.
I hear a Scottish accent, and I just immediately just turn to nothing can be funny from this.
Yeah, but that's because you're watching the people who are the highest profile. I mean, like that guy who was on Alan Partridge. That guy is hilarious.
Yeah, he's
And
great.
he just did The Trip.
Yep.
He also did that serious movie Philomena. Well, why can't I think of his name?
Oh, right. He's the biggest thing in Great
Philomena.
Britain. Philomena,
He was just on
which,
the-
by the way, was like
I didn't
my
see that.
favorite. That was like my favorite movie.
The
of
Trip.
last
He was
year.
in The Trip.
Yeah, The Trip. Philomena is
He's cool. Steve Coogan. Steve
Yeah,
Coogan.
that's
maybe.
right. Steve
yeah.
Coogan.
So those guys are hilarious. So there are hilarious people.
there's a lot of great. No, I guess I don't know.
Ferguson. Actually, I think my gripe with him actually is I get that he is sometimes funny.
Yeah,
But he's so A, taken with himself, and B, because I like to letter rather
Yeah.
than number, he has to look like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That was his whole show.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm drinking from a schooner. I
yeah.
have a
I'm
skeleton.
on. My tie is loose.
And he would never, and his whole thing was, I don't do stuff from the pre-interview.
Right.
So I've heard comics say they couldn't get a joke in edgewise.
Oh, is
on
that
the
right?
Panel. Some
Yeah.
comics loved it.
Some comics loved it because you
Yeah.
could be free. I mean, ideally, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to go on and, definitely know a topic or two, but be able to riff. The guy's an improv guy and make it funny. But I found I don't like mugging. There's too much mugging.
Right. And he just doesn't care. And also the half-hour monologue that he would open up with.
Yeah.
Have no sense of that it's bombing or care that it's bombing.
Yeah.
Or even that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I used to say he improv with himself. He'd say, I got to the studio about 11. Ooh, was it 11? I think it was 9. Ooh, and then like he's off
Yeah.
and running.
Yeah.
And it's past 105. There's not a guest on the show.
Yeah. And also his sidekick, wasn't it like a robot?
His sidekick was like a skeleton robot.
Yeah.
Which was funny, but I just so obviously he didn't want to get in the pool.
Yeah.
He just wanted to coast along there.
But John Oliver's hysterical. I love him. The show's good. But apparently Jon Stewart was hoping he would take over for him.
Who would? That John Oliver would?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you don't like those shows. What do you?
No,
going
no,
back-
I do.
You love that show.
I said I have a hard time with British accents and comedy,
Oh.
which I think as soon as you said that, I realized that's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
But you see, you are supposed to say ridiculous things.
Right.
That's what I think is hilarious. Well, you're hilarious.
Right.
And you say things to just be
They don't mean
provocative.
anything. Right. I go in the spur of the moment. I will agree with any single person about their
I
point of
heard
view.
you go off on AFTRA and SAG one night. I couldn't even believe it. It was like this whole thing. Well, because I'm a big union guy, but it was like, yeah, AFTRA was put together by a guy with a bicycle, and he said, "Here's $1
No.
for." But the point was that AFTRA was around. AFTRA was organizing cable when SAG didn't care about stand-up
Oh,
comedians.
yeah, right.
So that's my whole argument.
But they became a shitty union.
okay, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
But now they're one union. AFTRA and SAG
no,
is one
I think
union,
they
which
always
is
were
good,
a good
right?
union, but they were.
AFTRA was the worst. They had oh no, they're not the worst.
They were working in cable. What I'm saying is they were trying to establish a beachhead where there was no interest
Right.
by SAG.
Right.
SAG didn't consider cable TV.
Yeah.
So they just considered things that were shot on film.
Yeah.
So AFTRA. Anyway, the point is when you say these things, they're hilarious to me, and I've just learned. To me, that's if I engage you on them, then you've
Yeah.
won.
Right, right.
You've won.
Yeah.
But then the way that you seamlessly go into fiction.
Yeah.
About whatever topic it is.
It doesn't matter to me because I've realized that I have a really bad memory, and I was always really insecure about that because you talk to somebody like Patton Oswalt or Paul F. Tompkins, and they have like total recall of everything they've ever heard in their lives.
Yeah.
And I feel so intimidated by them. And then after a while, you go like, "No, Greg, you're not dumb. You just have a bad memory." And so I decided from that point forward to pretend I had a really good memory, and I noticed that nobody was calling me on it.
No, because the thing is, the only reason that people can know is that when you start to say names that don't exist.
Google has fucked me.
Well, no, but you just like then people can go, oh, I think it's but you're Joe. But the thing is,
I called Lyndon B. Johnson a Republican recently.
well, also you always recently heard 12 minutes from a book on tape, so you always bring that. James Joyce, Portrait of the Artist Faulkner, sure. And then one fact about Faulkner. But I used to lie all the time. I used to lie and say that I've seen foreign films. I've just because I used to love that Norm Macdonald joke about what you lie about stuff. Why'd you lie about it?
Yeah.
You see that movie with Willie Nelson in Vegas and the horse? Yes. Why did I say?
Yeah.
What did I stand to gain from that statement?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't lie anymore.
Yeah.
I have not seen a lot of Truffaut movies.
Let me ask you some questions. You tell me the absolute truth. You
Yeah,
say you don't lie.
Unless
you say you don't lie.
I won't lie, but I'm not going to answer. Like the fact that I'm gay. I'm not talking about that.
Okay. What?
Hello. My
First
wife's
Todd
name
Glass?
is Mrs. Beardsley. Thank you for laughing at that.
Are you?
Right.
Have you thought about trying to be gay?
Well, I think everything I do is gay, so
Yeah.
why not go the extra mile?
You sing. You do your
I
hair.
sing. I enjoy cake.
Right.
I like to say fabulous a lot. I bought Queer Eye for the Straight Guy on DVD.
Now you love that show.
That show was so. They got to it, girlfriend. No, you can't. Go ahead. Ask me questions. I will answer any questions except the ones that I choose not to.
Okay. Do you think that black people are as smart as white people?
Yes, I do. Yes. You're not going to get me on any of these Anthony Cumia style questions.
Who's that?
Anthony of Opie and Anthony.
Oh, Opie and Anthony.
Who's that?
I honestly,
Is his last name Cumia?
I don't know.
He's the guy who's like, hey, look.
He's the guy that got in trouble for tweeting about some people that were
lady.
mugging him in Times Square or something.
What do you do on your off hours? I thought you're plugged in. You're not plugged in.
I've always been a Stern guy, so I never really, those guys were never on my radar.
Oh, that's true. That's
Just
true.
wasn't on my radar.
I'm amazed at how many people haven't heard that. I thought everyone had heard of it.
Is it a good show?
I don't never
Opie and
listen.
Anthony?
I never listened to the show. People I know said they enjoy it, but once that guy went on this racist rant towards this woman, but my whole thing was just say that you're a racist. Don't just keep saying you're not a racist.
Yeah.
Because
then you can pick up followers. That's the thing is, there's so many racists out there.
No, that's
if somebody just came out and said, "I am a racist. I don't like black people. I hate Jews."
David Duke.
Here's my Twitter handle. Yeah, but he was trying to run for office. We had to pull back from it.
Well,
really,
but
you
then
could
what's
be
your shtick
so-
though? What would your shtick be? As your racist.
Just you have a podcast and you tweet and you say racist things.
Today we're just going to talk about again how inferior minorities are.
Yeah,
Can't
but you
believe
get
it.
clips from the news of black people speaking in Ebonics, and then you get stories about a Jewish guy who shut down an apartment building that was filled with poor people. You find stuff that would support the most heinous aspect of every race, and you just like the way Fox News does it. In their own backward way, they take every stereotype and they just nitpick facts that would support it. Oh wait, hold on. It's probably
Is that
gonna be
Gibbons?
Who else?
Where is he? I can't even believe. This is what I also love about your show. It's all real. Tell him he's on the air.
Gibbs, you're on the air with Andy Kindler.
Where are you?
Andy, how are you?
Oh, Mike, I was as soon as I heard you were going to be here, that's what made me not cancel.
Oh, that's so sweet. How are you, man?
I'm good. I was going to ask you about the show you're producing. I was going to ask you about the gossip that's going around.
Yeah.
Anything, any information.
Well,
you
he
have.
can. He's on the show now.
Well, he's not going to. But I don't. But he's not going to say things on the air that he would tell me.
No, that's true.
You know.
So where are you? Working late over at that new? What's the guy's name?
Oh boy, Late Show with James Corden.
Right. British.
Yep, that's where I am.
Always funny.
Don't get him to say. This is not what I meant, Gibuski. I meant just general gossip, not about the show you're on, but just general.
Like, what have you heard?
I love it, man. I wish I had been there. I can't believe it's still going on. What is it, Power Hour of Kindler? Power Hour and a half?
Where are you? Are you close?
I'm on the roof of CBS Television City.
Yeah, that's no good.
Well, maybe you didn't know you were supposed to be. Maybe he never booked you.
No, he was booked. I said to him, "What's good for you?" He said Wednesday night. So then we moved yours to Wednesday night for this reason.
Oh,
and then I
see.
I texted him today saying, "Are you in?" And
Then,
he never got back to me.
There, you're busy over there.
What's going
No,
on?
I got back to you, but pretty late. I got back to you.
Gibuski, is it true you're doing a top 11 list? Is that true?
Is it going to be the 6 questions?
Has the podcast been this strong the whole time?
Oh, it's been weaker.
Andy's really, really down on himself.
This is the worst I've ever been on any podcast. You calling in is something that will make people stay.
No, he really is. He's really beating himself up.
No,
yeah,
why?
Yeah. I don't know. He was killing with my kids. He came in. He did a solid 15 minutes of Wizards of Waverly
Place. Never do that. Never do that. I
was wad.
Yep.
It's hard to follow.
And then we came back here and we started. And I thought we were doing great. And then all of a sudden he said that he's never been this unfunny. And then you called.
Hey, Mike.
Can Kindler ever turn it on? That's what everyone always says.
Hey, Mike. Did you get that regarding your new show? Did you get that packet of hilarious characters I do?
I didn't get them yet.
You didn't? You want me to do one of my hilarious characters for you right now?
I hope there's a voice.
Okay,
Yeah,
you ready? It's me as a very old man. You ready? I'm so old. My back hurts for I am old. Ouch. Just a taste.
Also a haiku.
I was going to ask, where is that? Where are you at with that character? But it doesn't matter. It's anywhere, right?
Have you heard my gay guy? Hello, I'm gay. What's for supper? That's my catchphrase.
Supper is such a great choice.
What's for supper? And I come out right after the monologue on your new show.
Midwestern gay. Yeah, Midwestern gay, it sounds like.
No, don't change
it.
It's not a Midwestern gay. Don't change. Okay, I'm not doing it if you change it.
He doesn't take notes.
What's supper?
Hello, what's for supper? Stop it, girl. Hey, ask your girlfriend about that. Talk to my hand, but make a deal with my wrist.
Supper is really throwing me in a good way. I think it's the gay guy who hasn't made it into the city yet. What's for supper?
I'm telling you right now, Mike, I'm not doing stand-up on your new show, just panel.
I think now we're talking. Now we're interested.
Yeah, I don't get on plane 1. Is it shot here?
It's shot here.
I don't get on limo 1. I don't get on pre-interview 2 unless you guarantee me I'm doing panel and that it's going to be loosey-goosey, 2 segments.
And at the end of the show, he's on stage instead of the host.
Right.
Let people think what they want.
Uber isn't a deal breaker, is it?
Lyft. Let's settle it. Lyft. Is the new guy going to run out Fallon style? Please tell me no one's going to run off the set Fallon style.
Yeah, Fallon's running up the score lately. He's how do I say this? Yeah, he's everywhere, right?
Got big ratings.
He runs through the studio audience, though. At the end of the thing, I don't understand. What does that mean? He's not Dr. Phil, who's walking out with his wife. Why does he? Why do you walk out through the studio? Johnny Carson did not walk out through the studio audience.
Now, you're admitting you've sat through the entire show.
I watch every show. I watch all the viral things that come out. Like a potato sack race with him and Cameron Diaz. When a physicist sits on his lap and they sing a potty song.
It sounds like he's playful.
Did you see him open up Saturday Night Live with Justin Timberlake and the songs?
Wow. He's getting flack from what someone told me. He's getting flack online today for earlier this week for kind of being dominating the stage at the SNL rap party.
No kidding.
I hope what you're saying is true because this will make my night.
Now,
No, I'm not. Listen, I love Jimmy. I'm not making this up, and I do really like him. But apparently, people wrote online. It's kind of like I don't know who it was, but like, hey, when Taylor Swift and Paul McCartney, that's the time not to be the loudest microphone on stage. I think probably things like that were said.
Well, let me say this to you, Mike. I love him too because he has such good energy. And he has such a nice smile on his face. And he really does a great impression of Bono.
Is this the gay character again?
This is Craig Ferguson's skeleton sidekick that he's playing. Now, you're not just...
Oh, boy.
Now, I went to a couple SNL rap parties, and yeah, he would get up with there would be a band. Is that what this was? There was like a jam session.
Well, what they did wisely, apparently, because I guess the party went to like 4 or 5 in the morning. But what they did wisely was they put all the instruments and everything on stage, but did not book a band, knowing how many musicians were in the room. And sure enough, it became like a jam, crazy jam session all night.
Wow.
Yeah, smart move.
Well, smart move. If what's your plan to get everybody up in there? What's the plan though? To be the center of the party? Isn't it enough that he's on TV?
Oh, he's going back to Fallon.
Oh, isn't that what Fallon?
Everybody got to go up there, but apparently Fallon what?
Oh, I thought you said Fallon.
Everybody?
Fallon set it up this way.
Listen, I'm really not even doing this in an underhanded way. I haven't read the writers' room was talking about it, and they mentioned that online he's getting some criticism. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, are you saying that this entire segment, which has been the best part of our podcast tonight, of you on the speakerphone, is not going to be able to be included? Is that what you're telling me? Could you sound more?
Find time for it.
Could you sound more like you're keeping everything on the QT, please?
I wish I were there. Where are you guys, in the garage?
Oh, it's so much fun here. He's put out quite a spread, and I get to see his mixing board, which is, of course, not being used for this project.
We're going straight into the handheld recorder.
Yeah, no reason to have this one sound good. He's saving that for when he gets wings over here. Paul McCartney without wings or something.
Well, Andy, I miss you. We got to get together. I don't know. Like, do you still play volleyball like you did?
Well, unfortunately, I do play it like I did, but
right.
I would love to do it. You guys haven't been doing
Sunday,
it so
let's
much.
do it this Sunday.
Because Harvey Levin wants to know when we're getting together, so I told him.
Do you have the girls on Sunday?
I do.
Well, maybe we'll get the girls out on the surfboards, and we'll go in and play volleyball.
It sounds great.
Sounds like he's not going to make it.
I know.
Look, I know, Mike. I know you.
I mean, I just doubt Andy will make it. He's forgetting he's in like Fontana or something.
He's Johnny Valley now.
I know. I'm in the Valley now, but we have.
Are you?
Yeah, we bought a condo.
He bought a piece of property.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So just right on the fault line. Was that the thinking?
Oh yeah. I said, look, if it can't be Sylmar, it has to be Northridge. One or the other. One or the other.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll work it out. I want you guys to get back to this podcast.
I love you. I love you, Mike Gibbons.
I love you. I do. And I haven't seen you in forever, man.
I know.
All right, you guys, this is getting a little corny.
He broke my heart.
Jesus
he
Christ.
broke my heart, guys.
God.
And we got to talk. I think I'm off the Adderall. I wound up only taking it socially. Is that its intention?
No, and you're supposed to swallow it, not snort it.
Yeah.
How come you're off?
Mitchell,
why are you off Adderall? I don't understand why you have. Although
I know I'm flailing. It's actually a disaster. It's a disaster. I gotta get back on it.
Why'd you stop? It's so been tested. It's so safe.
I love hearing somebody talk about how I gotta get back on the drugs.
I do. I gotta quit quitting.
I love your doctor.
Get back on it.
I love your doctor.
Look at Andy. Look, everything turned around for Andy.
I know he's having a great time now.
I'm focused. I can remember what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a real drag. Come on. Why'd you stop?
By the way, the first day Andy stopped taking out, I was like, what the fuck am I doing in the Valley? Someone walk me through how this happened.
I'm on it right now. I'm on my Ritalin.
No, you mean how I got into the Valley, you mean.
Right.
Well, how's your acid reflux?
Oh, whatever. Now, please press stop on the record button if we're going to go there. No, it's whatever. The same thing. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a good patient. I don't have heartburn, so I ignore it, but then I lose my voice. Whatever.
I went to the doctor 2 days ago because I had a scab on the top of my head that won't go away, I'm thinking this got to be cancer. And the woman comes in, and she is like literally looks like a porn set. She has got huge tits, red hair, legs with like a short skirt, but with the white doctor smock over it, and she's
cutting my head. I'm cutting my head as you're talking.
and she's looking at the top of my head. So it was almost like the worst feeling in the world, because on one hand she's hot, and so there's a part of you that wants to look attractive, and at the same time that she's looking at the top of my bald head and picking at a scab.
Yeah.
And then she got she got nitrogen and started blasting it like until it hurt so bad that I had to say, "Ow, please stop."
Oh, and that was like the best moment of your life.
Right.
Wow.
That's the fantasy. How much does it cost? You dress up like a doctor and spray nitrous on my head.
The clipboard just says AIDS lesion. He goes, "Whoa, wait. Aren't you going to bring that up?"
The clipboards. This guy in the moment is unbelievable.
What is the
He's on fire.
you know the Ross Broccoli joke is the doctor looks at his ass and he's got hemorrhoids and says Ross, have you been having anal sex? And he says no. And then doctor writes down, denies having anal sex.
Who is Ross Broccoli?
He's the greatest joke
That's
writer
the greatest
of all time.
in the world.
Yeah. He's the greatest.
Oh,
He lives in Nebraska. He had some issues with drugs, so he had to move out of New York City before his prime.
I was online and I saw, oh my God, I'm spacing on his name, Willy Wonka. I saw a
Gene
rare
Wilder.
interview with him. Yeah, with Gene Wilder, a rare interview with him. And he was talking about going to therapy. And he's like, well, I went to therapy. And maybe it's an old joke, it's not his. But he goes, I went to therapy. And she's like, the therapist's like, well, what brings you here? He's like, well, I want to give away all my money. I want to give away all my money to charity. And she's like, well, how much do you have? He's like, I owe $300.
Oh, that is good. That is rich.
Then he just stares at you with that twinkle in his eye. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Did you get my packet of monologue jokes? Because I'm doing a lot of monologue jokes now.
We got him.
There's nothing more fun than writing monologue jokes.
And I'm not. Here's my thing. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to go into an office environment. I don't want to have to do it on a daily basis. But I want a lot of money, and I want you to call me the script doctor.
Whisperer. Yeah.
No, the Neil Simon. Didn't they call him the doctor or something?
The doctor.
The doctor.
maybe.
Right. I'd say Jeff Ross is like that.
He only roasts the ones he loves. Isn't that what he says?
Well, what do you think about this Bieber roast? Do you think he's a good topic?
I think he actually is a good top. I like. I'm a pro Bieber now.
Yeah.
I've decided.
Right. And they've
Yeah, it's a little, they missed it because word on the street is the kid's doing okay. Maybe he righted himself a little.
not after the roast. He won't be. This is gonna fuck him up. He doesn't realize how mean people are.
He does.
Right.
You think
well,
so?
I don't know. Him of all people, I think he does.
He knows. Well, Kate McKinnon does do the most amazing Bieber. She is so hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
She's really great. See, people say I'm negative, but then I come out with something positive.
Right, and you like Ross Broccoli now.
I can't get over that joke. Denies having anal sex.
And we finally turned him on Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Oh, you were in a Gene Wilder
I
fan
love
before?
Gene Wilder.
Hated
Don't get
him.
me into
Hated him.
don't get me into a bigger hole than I already am in.
I think he's dead. Is Gene Wilder dead?
No.
No, he's still hanging out.
We're,
No. I'm touring with Leno now. I'm touring with Leno now, Mike.
okay.
Oh, he's so tired.
real?
We got to let him go. Why are we
Yeah.
trying to have him
Mike.
save our
Oh, you're in
podcast?
the Valley?
All right, listen, Mike.
Didn't you hang out at Leno's garage?
Let's get. Yeah, I know. You could be in Leno's garage. You're in mine. Instead of vintage cars, there's beat up skateboards. Are you taking this ping pong table back?
Yeah, I think. Well, I have to measure and see if it fits in the space.
Gibbs got divorced, and there was no room in either place for the ping pong table, so I became the beneficiary. And then his daughters decided that they want the ping pong table back, even though he lives in a condo.
No. I asked you how often you're using it.
No, we don't use it. No. I'll help you. I'll help you move it out of here. We don't use it.
Not again.
Oh, I
Practically
destroyed
had
it.
to go to the hospital and won't let me forget about it.
Yeah, I broke it last time. All right, so Sunday volleyball, we're in. We'll call the usuals.
Love it.
And our deal is done because me and Gibbs had a deal that they were doing the paperwork for, selling a TV show. And then the executive who was making the deal with us, I read in the trades, the next day got fired.
Are you kidding?
So our
Oh, no.
Deal. I assume the
Also,
deal.
Also, we couldn't find an Andy Schindler type.
Hey, I have a meeting at the Rabbit Ears channel on Friday. Looking good. Fingers crossed.
I've got a development deal at KTLA for next season.
All right, guys.
All right, Mike.
Love you.
Great podcast.
See ya.
First time caller. Bye-bye.
Unbelievable. Nobody wants to be with us.
No, it's unbelievable.
Now, this will all be, the thing that I love about this will be all edited down.
Right.
Sleek.
Sleek,
Hot,
polished.
no dead spots.
No, what I'm going to do is I'll take old podcasts you've done when you were on fire.
Right.
And just drop it in.
That's my problem. I've been so hilarious
Ventura
before.
Highway.
Vineland Avenue on a Tuesday. The gas is higher. The convenience stores are smaller than Sunset. Oh, those were the days.
Oh, we rolled in it.
Maybe you haven't pressed record. Maybe we can do that tonight. Wouldn't that be the best?
No, sadly, I show an hour and 6 minutes.
It seems like an hour 12.
Well, let's hit one more news story.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. 50 Shades of Grey came out. Monster
Oh.
box office.
Such a great movie.
Monster box.
That movie
Office.
was so great.
Yes.
It was a fantasy land
It was.
for me.
Well, for me, it's like I don't have the balls to rent porn. So to be able to go to a theater with a bunch of middle-aged women.
I'm sure it's great porn in that movie.
Well, is there a possibility that your wife Susan would want to go see this and drag you
Yes.
along? I love guys that put themselves in that position. Yeah, my wife dragged me to see 50 Shades of Grey. Well, then get divorced.
Yes, exactly. No, my wife wouldn't want to see them.
No.
We want to spend 2 hours doing something that we're not going to get ill over. It has to be a terrible movie.
But
right?
there's two things. Number one is that you're married to somebody that wants to see that. That's grounds for divorce.
Right.
The second is that you're going to movies against your will because of this.
It's terrible.
Like if my wife doesn't want to see a certain movie, we're not going to the movie together. I could
Yeah.
go with some friends and, but this whole my wife dragged me to Pottery Barn this weekend. Well, you guys should seriously talk to somebody.
Well, no, that's different. That's apples and oranges. Pottery Barn
All right.
has lovely lamps,
You right?
lamp accessories.
You drag Susan to the Pottery Barn. on the weekend.
Try and get me out of there. They try and close it. I say, really mall hours? I'm obviously haven't pulled the trigger yet on this throw rug. I know the words. Even I don't have the material today. I know the words.
You've got the rhythm.
The rhythm,
right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm just about to close a deal on a vintage. Well, I used to talk about what's the place that
Now you're
has-
going back. Now you're going like this bit's leaking.
Well, I
I'm
set
gonna
it up
go-
as I can come up with any words. That's the kicks of death, because then I can't think of any words. I'm about to close the deal on a hamper. A hamper. That's how Dennis Miller talks on his right-wing radio show. Hey, cha-cha.
Yeah, what happened? What happened?
He
to him?
became a right-wing douchebag.
That was a hard turn. I mean, he went from the screaming liberal.
Well, he wasn't. I don't think he had any ideology. He was always
Yeah.
kind of a terrible person.
I guess I just think of him making fun of that Strom Thurmond guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And so I just associated him with being a real liberal,
Right, but he had people who wrote for him, and you
Yeah.
know, people like Kevin Rooney who were politically aware.
Right.
And now he's not. He doesn't have. I don't know. He's just he's very unpleasant. First of all, how can you open for Bill O'Reilly and still
Right.
get up in the morning?
Yeah. Right.
Billy. That's his thing. Billy. That's his
That's
whole
what he
bit.
calls him?
Joey Goebbels.
Oh, yeah. That's all it takes.
Hey, it's Henry Himmler.
Yeah. Say Henry or Hank. and-
Hank.
Hank Himmler, and then you put in sports metaphors. Hits a triple right towards
That's a
the end
triple.
of WW Deuce.
What would he do with your name though? Grego.
Fitzdog.
Fitzdog.
He named this podcast. I actually hired his son to work on a TV show that I was running in New York, and he was just the greatest fucking kid. really
that's good
smart,
to know.
funny as hell, and it kind of.
I never blame the children
funky.
for the children should not be blamed for the sins of their fathers.
Sins.
He's terrible. He's just a terrible
Well, there's
guy.
a lot of famous comedians, kids that are in the LA comedy scene. You got Richard Pryor's daughter is a stand-up.
Right.
George Carlin's daughter is
Kelly Carlin.
Kelly. She's a
Yeah.
not a stand-up.
She
She's a
She did a one-woman
comedy
show about her
personality.
dad, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got
Andrew Dice Clay, his son,
Clay's
does
son.
comedy, I believe.
right.
Uh,
Wayne's brother. Does one of the Wayne's brothers have a kid who does comedy? Damon Wayans Jr., right?
there is not a Wayans family member who's not involved in show business.
That's right.
There are over 7,000 Wayans currently in show business.
Yeah.
They have to audition to be a family member.
Right. Do you think that one day when Damon dies, that there'll be a lot of people finding out if they inherited money? Well, if there's a will, there's a Wayne.
Is that what you were setting me up for?
I was trying to say. I was working backwards from the punchline.
Unbelievable.
You ever try to write the joke knowing what the punchline is, but not really knowing what the joke is?
I don't write the joke knowing what the punchline is, and when I'm done with the joke, there isn't a punchline. So something's off. Meanwhile, you've got Santa
Here it
Monica
comes.
You got Santa Monica Airport down the block.
Nobody can hear that.
How do you know they can't?
This I soundproof the garage.
That's very good. You did not.
Oh yeah, this is all
Then how come I
soundproofed.
can hear it? Let me tell you how sound works, Gregory. These are microphones. If I can hear it, you buy cheap microphones that only pick up muffled sounds. I didn't know that Radio Shack still had the realistic line.
Right. Had an on-off switch on the side
Yeah.
of it that broke.
That's extra. If you plug it in, assume it's on. What are we running running a luxury suite here? If you plug it in, start using it. Well, what if I don't want then don't have pre-show chatter. That's where they save money, on the on-off switch and on every other component to a microphone that would make it good.
They're out of business. You don't have to knock them down anymore.
Hey,
They're
Radio
done.
Shack. One of my I can't do my joke anymore. Radio Shack just changed his name to The Shack. In a related story, Shaquille O'Neal changed his name to Radio Shaquille O'Neal. Folks, read the papers from 7 years ago. Oh, but that was actually one of my oldest jokes. Was a Radio Shack joke, where their line was realistic.
Yeah.
And my joke, hey, let's be realistic. It's $4, and my brother still enjoys that joke.
And it's also people had jokes about how everybody had to sign up for a mailing list.
Yeah.
You know?
For web.
Remember forever there was the one place where if you bought a pack of batteries,
Oh, yes.
you had to fill out their mailing
that's
list.
right. You had to, right. All of a sudden, you needed a passport,
Yeah.
and they didn't even try to explain it at Radio Shack.
Right.
either.
No, it was a demand.
We're taking this down.
Yeah.
We're taking this down.
You won't get the batteries unless you fill this
No,
out.
no, I need this. Yeah. I just want to. Yeah, I know what you want. You want to be able to pay $4 for batteries and walk out. Maybe we're in Chapter 11 because we would not let you do that. We put you through a whole
It took 22 minutes to get a pack.
Yes.
A ripcord.
with the paperwork. Sure, we could have. It's not the register's not the problem. It's the voluminous paperwork. Where'd you hear about us? Why are you here right now? How did you get here? Would you like us better if we weren't a shack? If radio wasn't in our name, would that? If we had other things besides our house brand, would that convince you? If we were unified around a theme that worked, other than I need a fuse, I need a battery, I'd like a pencil. Well, you can get that all at Radio Shack. Maybe that would have taken off. Maybe that would have been. Maybe if the people who worked there didn't look like they hated you the second you walked in,
It's true.
they would come up to you like, "Where's the fire?" That was their thing. What could you possibly want? How can I make you feel bad about your purchase today? Oh, yeah, I'd like a connector. Yeah. That's not enough information, Pally. Yeah, I need a 2 into a 3. That's when they were big.
Oh, yeah.
I need an RCA plug into a phono jack. That's when they were printing money over there at Radio Shack.
I want my phone to be able to record.
Yes.
Not a Radio Shack. It's not illegal. We got something for you.
Yeah, we got something for you. What state are you going to use that in? Nevertheless, we don't really care. You just have to ask that.
Do you have your Crank Anchor employee ID badge?
You get 10% off. We do have fuses. They will blow as you put them into the item.
So bring the item into the store.
You know what we have lots of? If your antenna breaks off your radio, we have a lot of screw-in replacements. Hi, I'm here. Hi. At Radio Shack, come in all this week and see the 5 items that we have. Tell a friend.
We won't be at the register. We'll be restocking the shelf that nobody seems to be buying anything from.
Hey, you need an answering machine? We have them. We have a Kodo phone. Hey, who still likes an answering machine? We have the best wired phone that you can buy. Weighs 7,000 pounds.
Rotary brake? Come see us at Radio Shack.
Yes, we have. Yes, we do. Radio Shack. Yes, I do have a pulse tone switch on a phone that you can buy. Yes, I still carry rotary phones. Yes.
Going to Canada? Need a converter?
I'm sorry, we call that the blower here. Yes. Oh, yeah, we do have a 12-pound currency thing. It weighs about 4. You need your own suitcase because ours is huge. And there's one, instead of it all being in one, we have a separate one for Belgium. Then we have a huge one for Norway. We decided not to put it all together into an attractive package. Is weight not, is how something looks not of importance to you? Yes, Radio Shack. Yes, I do have a 3-prong to 2-prong adapter. Yes. You want me to put it aside for you? Next to your phonograph needle? No, we don't have. Why? We don't carry things that will blow up your basketball. That's Big 5.
Things that blow up your basketball.
What are those called?
Needle.
Needle. Oh, you have a transistor radio? Yes, we still have parts for that. We do. Why shouldn't we?
Yeah, that's right. We can replace anything that needs to be replaced.
From the 50s.
Yes.
I have you have a black and white Emerson? Who doesn't? That's from the movie Diner, I think. One of those movies where he doesn't want to. Oh, we got to end, right?
Andy,
don't you have a life that you like? Don't you leave here and have a family?
I was at work this morning at 9 a.m. writing on this show. And then
what show is this? Did you tell me already?
Yeah, the iHeartRadio award show.
Okay, cool.
I'm coming up with funny sketches.
Oh, that's why you emailed me and said to me, which you always do, can't make it the original time, got a gig that just came up.
Right.
High-paying gig.
Right.
Do you call them a one-off?
I call it a one-off, and I try to finish the job without getting fired, which is I take the short-term jobs.
Yeah.
I can do 6 weeks on a job.
Right.
I can't do 2 months. That's my sweet spot.
Took me 3 seconds to figure out that 2 months was longer than 6 weeks. That's why you will never see me and Einstein in the same sentence.
You know what? Is there a joke here? I took a nap the other day, and then I got up, and my wife was complaining, which is, again, is a false premise, because if your wife complains that you took a nap,
yeah,
I bet you punch her in the face.
Oh, I don't like that.
I didn't mean that.
You didn't mean it.
I was doing character.
As long as you say afterwards, because I'll get Jezebel on your ass.
No, you love my wife as much as I love yours.
Your wife is the greatest.
She's very sweet.
You are actually, people would not believe that you could be a nice person, happily married, because you're edgy stage persona.
Right.
It's great.
But when you were coming over, I forgot to tell my wife I was doing a podcast tonight.
Oh, God.
And she's cooking dinner, and the kids are coming in
and
from
then the
surf
phone
practice,
rings,
and
right?
the phone rings. And no, before you called, she's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm doing a podcast. She goes, you're doing a podcast? You didn't tell me that. And I said, well, it's Kindler. And she goes, oh, it's Andy. All right.
Oh, that's
she was very
nice.
happy. Yeah.
And your kids, even though they were bored to tears.
Oh, Owen was laughing his ass off.
Oh, that's good.
JoJo didn't get you.
She did not get me.
Well, she'll say later how funny you were, but she doesn't laugh out loud.
That's so cool.
Yeah. She'll appreciate. And I think she was also starstruck because you're from Wizards of Waverly Place, which is her favorite show.
Is that really true?
Oh, yeah. She watched every episode of that. So I think when you started doing the character from that, then she, which is you, essentially,
Wow.
Then
No, I do a lot of different characters. I go into the role. You don't know
Right,
what I'm doing.
right, you disappear.
You can't. That's what I'm like. I'm like Meryl Streep that way.
Right.
Yes.
Except that she wouldn't do basic cable.
Oh, that hurt me. If I knew that basic cable was something that I don't know. Then that
Right. So Owen's big though, huh?
Owen is unbelievable.
Last time you saw him, he was probably
Well,
a
this is
little-
the problem.
little kid.
Why are we not? You have friends. You
Right.
keep social. You say you have no social skills, but you have all these friends.
Right.
We should be hanging out. We should be barbecuing together.
Sunday, we go to the beach.
Right.
We play some volleyball. We come back here. We have a barbecue.
Yeah, like
You're
that.
going to blow all this off.
I'm not blowing all of it
I'm
off.
building my whole day around you.
Ooh. Well, we can't make up for the social inadequacies in one day.
Right. Let's go baby steps. we'll do volleyball.
I don't mind. We'll do a barbecue.
Okay.
Let's do this.
We'll do one or the other.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Andy Kindler, let me promote some dates for
Oh,
you.
please
You have some
do.
dates coming up, largely in Los Angeles. Oh, there goes my glasses.
I have. And when is this coming out?
Oh. I'll have to let you know. It's going to be, I'm going to Spain for 2 weeks
When?
in end of March.
Oh, so this
Taking
isn't
the
coming
family.
out till April.
So it
or
may not
something.
come out till.
Well, then what's
end
the
of
point
March.
of plugging anything?
Well, because you got some stuff that's further out. For instance, Thursday through Sunday, April 23rd through 26th, Austin, Texas, Moon Tower Comedy
that's
Festival.
true. That's true.
And March 27th, you'll be at the Winnipeg Park Theater.
But you said this is coming out after that.
I don't know when it's coming out.
Don't you have a team?
I do, which is why I don't know. They know all this stuff.
Why was I doing all my winter material
Follow-
when I could have been doing my spring stuff?
Follow at Andy Kindler, where he says things like this. White supremacists need better insult classes.
Yeah, that's true. Because they have all these racists who are angry at me.
February 16th, I'm still blocked by Kathy Griffin. I can't stand this. How will I know what her latest exaggerated celebrity encounter feud is all about?
That's good, right?
That's a good one.
What she blocked me. I had no idea why. What did I do all of a sudden?
Yeah. You guys go back, aren't you?
We
You're
do.
all
We've
friends?
had our problems with these, but I thought we had made up and stuff. So that was what was
Apparently
the problem.
not.
I think people just they figure why aggravate themselves.
On February 16th, you said, cable nitwits, stop talking about how great the production values are on the ISIS videos. React like a human every once in a while. That was you really reaching out with some real human anger.
Yeah, because I'm sick of the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And then someone, then I was mean to a friend though, who said, "Yeah, but the kids love to watch him." I was like, "I know that the kid, it's like."
The kids love to watch what?
No, he was saying that they're effective videos,
Oh,
and but my point was, I understand that
effective at what?
Well, that getting people to be murderers, I guess.
To recruit. Right,
Yeah,
right. Okay. I've got some dates coming up. Can I plug them? You're here.
I have nothing but this is what I want to know.
Addison, Texas, Improv, February 27th through March 1st.
I used to play that club. They don't book me.
Philadelphia.
I love that club too. They have good food in that club, Madison.
Philadelphia Helium Comedy Club, March 5 through 7.
My appearance there, I love that. They hated me there, but they'll bring me back one day.
The Denver Comedy Works, March 12th through 14.
She has not booked me, Wendy, since the late 80s, early 90s.
They legalized pot, illegalized Andy Kindler. Hollywood Improv, March 21st. Hey, you want to be on that show?
What is it?
It's
March 21st?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It's a Saturday night.
I think
You
so.
gonna come
yeah.
out and do some jokes?
Sure.
All right, come on. You don't want to miss
You
that
do this
one.
all the time. This is the only way you book those things.
That's right. I never think to book them.
I know.
March 21st, I will be at the, I got other dates coming up. San Francisco, Grand Rapids, Houston. Go to fitzdog.com for details. And
If you're in Grand Rapids, Madcap Coffee. It's the greatest.
really,
Do you like coffee?
I'm going to need that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a block from that club if you're doing Dr. Who.
Dr. Grins.
Yes, it's a block from that club. It's Madcap Coffee.
So you do Dr. Grins.
Once they didn't book me back. They didn't book me back. They have 4 levels of things going. I got heckled in that club from someone else attending another performance.
Yeah, that's right. They have a club across the
yeah,
way.
I got heckled from there.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
could sense.
Yeah, because you can walk in either club. It's sort
Yes.
of like pay one price, dance, or sit quietly and listen to comedy.
I assume he sucks, is what I heard.
Yeah.
I assume you suck.
Also, if you drive a car and you want to buy a new one, do you want to buy a new one?
I'm concerned that I might not be able to get the best deal, though.
Here's how you're going to do it. When you're ready to buy a car, TrueCar is changing car buying forever. Yes, TrueCar helps get rid of the fear that you might overpay. Every day, TrueCar users receive negotiation-free guaranteed savings and save an average of $3,221 off MSRP. When you're ready, just follow these 3 easy steps. First, download the TrueCar mobile app or go to TrueCar.com to find out what others paid for the car you want. Then, register to see upfront pricing information and lock in your savings. Third step, take your guaranteed savings certificate to the TrueCar certified dealer for a better, hassle-free car buying experience. Some features not available in all states. With TrueCar, you can save time, save money, and never overpay. To see how much you can save on the car you want, simply download the TrueCar mobile app or visit TrueCar.com today. Wow, that was nice.
I like the way you go. Yeah, I love the way you go. I mean, what a pitch man you are. That's what people say. You go, TrueCar. It's so good. Your attachment to the things you... I mean, when you came up with the idea, you're already shopping on Amazon. Why not throw me a bone? Most people would think, maybe I'll try to figure out a way that I can somehow make it as if there's a reason. But you're like, hey, if you're shopping at Amazon, why not have me get $1? Don't be a douche. You did that commercial for Napalm. You just...
I don't like asking for things.
I'm the spokesman for Radio Shack.
Go to Radio Shack and ask for the Andy Kindler special this week. Oh, they're out of business.
It's the Chapter 11 special.
Chapter 11 special. Whatever you can grab and run away. That'll do it. I want to thank John Matthews, my producer, who does a fantastic job. I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Andy Kindler.
I love you, Greg Fitzsimmons, and I'm sorry that I was not funnier or interesting or unique or and then my voice is trailing off now. I don't even have a strong close, and I'm sorry for everything.
Wow. That was what a mea culpa for an otherwise you were great. This was a great podcast.
My bad, Productions. My bad.
God bless America.
Hey, my bad.